Hey crafty people, this is Ellen with EGI Designs. Thanks so much for stopping by today. If you saw my other video, I'll show you the cards from this. This was from a recent video that I did, and I did the stack, cut, shuffle technique, and I did it in triangles. But I used this scrapbook paper that is inspired by Nightmare Before Christmas. I'll show that to you really quick. So it's got Jack and Zero and the skeleton reindeer and all that kind of stuff. So I have a sister and a friend that love Halloween and Christmas, so I thought it was a fun combo of all the things they liked to send them Christmas cards. So I wanted to make creepy envelopes to go with these, and I had some vellum from Recollections from Michael's. Let me try to find it. And I thought that I have this pack and this pack. And I thought that these would be perfect to make envelopes out of. And I've never made vellum envelopes before, so that was a little bit different. I usually make just, regular cardstock ones. But these are great. They have lots of cool different vellum sheets in here. So this is the Haunted Forest, and then the neutral vellum has a lot of great designs on that you could add to your projects. I love the ledger. So I want to do something fun with that. So I have the 3 cards, and so I was going to make 3 envelopes. I went through and I already made 2, and then I thought I would make the 3rd one with you guys. So this is like a X-ray skull kind of thing. There's like bones and stuff. And then this one is skulls with roses. It's a really cool pattern. And then the 3rd one, I was just going to use this one, which is a little more basic. But because these are see-through, and the paper is a little bit more delicate, I wanted to make sure that the card was protected and give a little more oomph to the card and protection to the card. So I have these pieces of paper. This is actually from another Recollections collection. Let's see, this one is the Jewel Tones 12 by 12. And I just made like a little folder for these to go in. So I would sign the card, put it in this little folder, and then put it in here. And the cool thing is that I like the way that then you can see the red, the cranberry color through the envelope. So it gives it a lot more stability. And protects the card a little bit better, just because the vellum is so thin. So I'll show you the other one and the way that looks. So it looks really cool with the skull. So anyway, so we have these 2 done. I have another folder for my 3rd one, and I will show you how to make this. So I've already cut my piece of paper. I do have an app on my phone for the 1, 2, 3 punch board. I could show it to you, and I'll put a link to it in the description box so you can go and check it out. But if you have the 1, 2, 3 punch board, this will allow you to do whatever measurement you need. So what I did is I measured the folder, because I made the folder a little bit bigger than the card. So I measured the width and the length on this, and then it gives you the paper size. So in this case it was 8 and 15/16 squared, and then the score line on this is 3 and 11/16. So we will go through that. So to make this is just a regular A2 card. So it is 5.5 by 4.25. I made this a little bit bigger so it would be, hang off the edge a little bit, hang over, so everything was inside and protected. So this sheet, and it extends on this side too. So this sheet of paper is 5 5/8 by 8 3/4, and then I scored it at 4 3/8, and then that fit perfectly for that. So our sheet here is 8 and 5/16, and the first where we need to score is at 3 and 11/16. So when you're looking at this is where you do your first score line, and it actually only goes to 8ths, so you have to figure out which 8ths you need to be in between. So in this case you're in between 3 and 5/8 and 3 and 3/4 to give you the 3 and 11/16. So you put it on the correct one, and then because the vellum is so delicate, I didn't want to use something that was kind of pokey that would tear through it. So I have this stylus from, I think it's Trinity stamps, and I will link that below, and it's just really nice to make a nice line without puncturing this vellum. And I will link everything that I used today in the description box. I do have affiliate links, which just means that if you click on the link and make a purchase, I might make a small commission from that at no extra charge to you. And I greatly appreciate you shopping through my links and supporting my channel. So if you see anything you like today, you can go check that out after, and everything will be in the description box. So what we do is we line it up, and then you push this and it'll make a notch, and then you draw a line, and you do want to just be careful because it is a very thin paper. So then you turn it, and this score line will fit into this groove. So you just kind of slide it until you click in, and in this case on this side it will be 4 and 5/8 up here, and each side is the opposite measurement, so that's easy to find out. So when we're coming back over here, we're at 3 and 11/16 again. So it makes it go a little bit quicker once you remember those. And then where you're back at the 4 and 5/8. Okay. And if you've never seen this before, then on this punch board you have a corner rounder right here. Okay, so we're done with the 1, 2, 3 punch board. So now we need to fold this up and burnish the score lines. So I have my bone folder here, And the thing that I found to be the hardest is making sure that you're on that score line, because there's a fine line between wanting to make the score line strong and actually poking a hole through your paper. So you need to kind of work with the that score line here a little bit. Another thing you can do is on your scoreboard, like your regular scoreboard, you could reinforce the score line before you fold. But if you're careful and you just kind of try to fold straight, you should be okay. And it can be easier to kind of turn it sideways and go up. Okay, so now we have everything folded. And then we're going to put on the tape. The thing about, and you can kind of straighten this up, like this is a little wonky, and you can, on this, luckily on this one we have lined paper right there. So you can just line that up and refold that so it looks a little bit straighter. Okay, with vellum you're gonna see through and you're gonna see the adhesive. So in the other two, that one I didn't you're really gonna see that because I didn't take the backing off, but you can see the line there. This one isn't as bad, but you're gonna be able to see it. There's nothing you can really do with that, but usually I just use double-sided adhesive on this because I want it to be really strong. I'm going to use the red line tape. So what I like to do is I put the little flaps over the big one so I know exactly where I need to put this. And I don't know if you can see it, but the line for this flap underneath is here, along here, and here is this. So you want to make sure you put your adhesive in between this edge and the other edge, and then you know that nothing will get stuck on each other inside the envelope or anything like that. So you just put the adhesive down. And red line tape can be a little tricky to work with, but you just give it a shot. And it's super duper sticky. I like to use these everyday scissors from Simon because they do not stick to sticky things. And then you burnish those down. Okay, so then we pull out the bottom and we take the top layer off. I like to use a vinyl weeding tool to do that because it really gets in there and you can get in between the layers of the tape pretty easily. Red line tape, this thing is very difficult to get off. So I find the weeding tool really helps. Alright, so let me just fold this up. Okay. And then burnish that on, and then I like to just go back and now that everything is locked together, I just reinforce those lines. I won't bore you with this, but I'll show you. This one I did not put any on the flap yet, but this one I did. So this one's ready to go. So when I get done, I'll fill out my card, peel that off, seal it up, ready to go. Okay, so now we have our beautiful vellum envelope, and I will put this in here and then slide this in here, and now we have it. So I just think that looks so pretty because you can see through, and you could change whatever color, you know, wrapper in here you put in there. It adds a lot of strength to it, and it just looks so, it looks really pretty, I think. Even though these are kind of scary envelopes. And one tip I have for you also is that you could probably write on these with like a metallic marker or a black marker, like a Sharpie. Pen might poke through the vellum, so I would be careful about that. And I also like to use these Avery oval labels, and I also have them in squares or like really cool, like different shapes. So what I will end up doing is you know, just peeling one of these off and sticking it on there, and then writing the address on there. Or of course you can always print them on your computer if you're feeling creative in that way. So yeah, so here's our project for today. I just wanted to share that with you. And I'm curious to know, have you ever made envelopes out of vellum before? It's definitely a little bit different than just making a regular cardstock envelope. I found that out today. But I really like the effect. I think it comes out really cool. So leave me a comment. Let me know if you have ever tried that. I think that is it. If you enjoyed the video, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. If you could take a minute to click that subscribe button and help me grow my channel, I would greatly appreciate it. And come check me out over on Facebook. I post my videos, I post photos of cards, I post crafty sales, anything I come across that would help you guys out. It is over there. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. Until next time, take care, like, subscribe, and all that jazz. And bye-bye.